Hello and welcome back to Remnant 2. Last time we started the Awakened King DLC, and we cleared out one dungeon. Met this guy, got a new weapon, the Ritualist scythe, and we're gonna keep on knocking out this whole area because there's a lot to it. Oh, I thought this led somewhere. Huh. Ain't that a quinky-dink. Guess we gotta go back up all the way up to the quest dungeon. Here I was, thinking that there was like a connector there. But no, now that I think about it, that is right, we gotta kinda wind our way through this whole area. Eventually you can unlock every route through, but until then it's a lot of winding. Man, you can see Nimue from here. I never really paid that much attention to see just how noticeable it was that she was just shackled up there. Look. We're doing a thrown weapon fight. Just whipping, essentially, like, big hatchets at people. Hee stop it! This axe is a lot more fun than you'd think it is. It's just so goofy to just tomahawk a dude. And like I said, you save ammo. Ah. Well, that felt foolish. He was already dealt with. Sunken Haunt. Really have to check the names of these places, because these whole, like, ashen statues of people looking like Mount Vesuvius just blew itself here. They all look the same. That's my other complaint with this weapon, though, is sometimes the inputs will kind of delay and you'll accidentally slip into range mode. I really don't need to be doing this. I just want the money. Me when I'm a gold digger.
This place looks bad. Real bad.
I cannot reach you from here. That was an overshot, but it'll hit the fence, so think we can wing that guy? Oh, that was so close. Now I'm just missing my shots. Wish we could get the blunderbuss. Then I could sit around and make the obvious bussin' jokes. Look at that big man. Also, if we can, we'll get a better look at one of these guys later on. But when you look at them, they actually look like the Feastmaster from the other part of Losum here, which we didn't Did we? Yeah, we did the feast, I think. And if we didn't, well, the Feastmaster looks like that guy.
Alright, let's go!
I believe I've mentioned it before, but for anyone who hasn't figured it out, you can just aim at these, and if it turns red or kind of sticks a little, you found a dude. Just so you can long range them if you want. It's always amazing when people don't figure out little tricks like that. Hidey ho there. What do we got? Fey Shaman Ring. Okay, that's a non-DLC weapon. Or ring. Wow. Go, my summons. Do my work for me. Would you look at that? It's a dead end. I don't remember what... I think it's gonna be an aberration. Because I don't believe we have a full, like, boss... Well, we could have a boss, but I think this is an aberration because this is just kind of a... You're traveling through this area to get to the next area kind of thing. I don't know. Like I said before, my save and my run glitched, so I couldn't continue on. I had a weird spawn with the One King's castle where it wouldn't let me go down a flight of stairs because it spawned rubble. And you had to go down. So I was just froze. So I don't know every dungeon. The witches are pretty cool. I do wish they kind of did something. Mostly because they're just kind of the Sawblade guy, but not. And it's fine. Everybody doesn't have to be super unique. It's just, it's one of those things where I was like, oh, I was expecting it to be like, because it's a witch. And that's the appearance, more or less, that the Hexers have. That they'd be like a debuffer or something like that. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool. And then Nah, she's just melee lady. But it works. It breaks up the repetitive nature of just seeing saw guys everywhere. Oh, okay, yeah, I know this. Yeah, this will be interesting. Hey, another caked up person. Yeah, there's a big boy. Their combo is not that menacing, now that I just kind of dodged all of it. I thought the house was where we have to go. Because I remember seeing a thing where the house, I think, is an event, and it spawns a bunch of stuff. Like, there's a guy where when you get that event, if you trigger it, it spawns a Dran guy who shows up at Ward 13 and then every other world at set locations, and if you meet him at all of them, he gives you a gun, which is really cool, but it is incredibly tedious. Because I remember reading it on the Fextra Life wiki, and people were like, yeah, this, like, the gun's not bad, but it's kinda not worth the effort. Because you can get it all in like one run of a campaign, but you have to hope you roll every world correctly. And I was like, yeah, that's really annoying. On one hand, it's cool. It's one of those things where I think if you've farmed out essentially everything in the game, it really sucks, because you're then having to reroll a bunch of stuff for one specific thing. But if you're in the process, like, let's say all 3 DLCs come out and you buy the game then, at that point, sure, it's perfect, because you have a ton of stuff going on, and if you happen to roll the right roll, cool. If you don't, well, you're still trying to get stuff, so it's not really that big a deal. And it sucks because it requires multiple locations, so I don't think you can just adventure mode it. Okay, so that's where, to make this easy on myself, what I'm gonna do, so I'm going to get the checkpoint and head back to the house. actually want to see the entrance here. Oh, yeah, I know this. Yep. I know this boss. Yeah, this is easy. The worst part is the ads, and it's not the ads because they're difficult, it's the ads because they're annoying. Because they're pigs. And unlike normal, like, animals in the game, these pigs actually will chase you. Granted, I swear some of the animals on, like, Yeisha, those stupid red does, I swear up and down that they actively chase you. Because I'll be minding my own business and then they'll just hop along and hit me and I'm like, nah, you have struck me, that violates the non-aggression pact. I now choose violence, and then just spray them down. Nature be damned. Don't have your stupid animal run into me. Stuttering is a little bothersome. Or is this house just a house? Because there's... Okay, so there's like a side quest thing you can get. And this guy's in a dream and he's like, yo, help me. And you can do everything... I think it's actually this guy. You can do everything legit, or you can take the low-tier god method and kill yourself. Yeah. Yeah, we're just low-tier godding this. I don't care. You can't make me. You get different rewards if you do it properly. Oh, gold armor. Also, did not expect to wake up in a field of corpses. Menacing, but I dig it. Oh, it's because it's the one true king. His throne. Crimson Dreamstone. What do you do? Critical hits increase skill damage by 1% for 10 seconds, max 15 stacks. I mean, that might work? I don't know, it... Definitely something you have to kind of build around, but... I guess if summons count as skills, then that would actually be pretty solid. Alright, time to leave the consecrated throne. Let's see if the guy spawned here, because that's what everything said, is he's supposed to spawn by the gate. So we'll kind of poke our head in. I don't think he'd be in one of the cargo containers, but you never know.
Oh, I don't talk to Mr. Bravis anymore.
I don't talk to Mr. Bravis anymore. He told me how to smoke crack, and now my mom's mad at me. Okay, yeah, he's not here. Maybe I have to go back, and then the game will be like, here's the guy, and he'll say, hey, thanks for low-tier godding yourself. Now I'm gonna leave. Boopity boop. Is the game gonna keep everybody... No, I was about to say, is it gonna keep everybody dead? Because that'd be kind of cool, since you forcefully took me out of the area, but... Never mind. The more lore you read about this area, the more sympathy you actually can have for the Dran when they're like screaming to protect their town, because you find out like, oh, turns out all of the not the Dran, the other guys whose names I'm suddenly blanking on, they're actually really trash. Like the little guardians and stuff, the flying guys. There's a journal you can find where one of them's like, hey, so the king is throwing people like down here with all these corpses because they're eating people. And, you know, I totally get that. I'm guarding this from those guys who would eat people. They're bad. And then a couple pages later, he's like, I mean, I should be rewarded for my due diligence, right? And I mean, I am protecting these people, and I could just eat one. And this way, the king doesn't have to spend his time rewarding me when I can just do it myself. And he tries to justify eating people. And upon reading that, it's like, oh, so these guys suck. The Dran are just victims. Or maybe, like, this guy's event only works... I don't know how it works fully. Maybe it only works when you do this in a campaign. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. I'm not really in a rush to do it either. The gun is okay. It reminds me of I think the Defiler, the radiation pistol you could get from ROM that would fire the ricocheting spikes. It's a gun where when you get it, it's like, oh, this is cool, and then you use it and you're like, okay, it's okay. I'm not going out of my way to use this thing ever again. Damn, he's tall. But yeah, it's just... That's always the unfortunate part about static loot in games, is you can never take a okay or bad weapon and magically have it be good unless you just radically buff it or change it. But if you had, let's say, the random gear slots or the gem slots from Bloodborne, if you had those where it limits what can be put in it or can't be put in it, you might roll a good weapon with bad slots or a bad weapon with good slots, and you might be able to bump bad weapons up because of that. But in this, the unfortunate part is basic weapons like the Rebellion Spear are just inherently worse than something that has an actual ability tied to it. Kinda sucks.
At last, a fresh catch.
I like that subtitle, Witchy Cackle. Hey, keep breaking barriers down, please. I actually don't know what breaking all the barriers does, I just want to do it. I assume it does nothing, but... Spooky Screech! Alright, we can probably get this busted. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about with like some of these areas, the summons are just like bugged. Which it's fine. Like my build allows for me to operate without them. It's just one of those things where when they don't work right, it's not like, oh, it's whatever. It's more like, oh, this is really annoying. Okay, I just suddenly died. That was interesting. Guess we're just gonna have to do this the normal way and just melt them. Whatever. Yeah, it would have been cool if my summons actually could have helped with that, but oh well. I think they're gonna have to definitely look at why they're not pathing right or even really reacting in that Not even that dungeon, just that boss room. Because they probably should, you know, do stuff. I'm gonna guess because of the size, the room just bugs them out.
Maybe I should check out that castle.
Maybe I should check out that castle. Yeah, I think so, my guy. The digested hog lure, which is similar to... Oh, I guess we don't have the other... There's a normal hog lure you can get in base game. But yeah, digested one. Reloading increases mod damage. It's okay. It works if you're using a low fire rate, or not low fire rate, low magazine size weapon. Like crossbow, perfect. But if you're using like the bone saw or any LMG or high capacity weapon, I guess it can work if you do like an elemental mod, but I don't know, the reload for like maybe a hot... Let's check it. Yeah, so in this case, we would get 138 extra damage. Is it worth it? To some, probably. To me, nah. My mentality is if I'm struggling that hard that I need 138 damage that bad, I should probably just reevaluate my build. I forgot they do that sometimes. Try to counter all the damage I deal. Okay, so that will spit us out there. Okay, yeah, we're good. There's so many vertical elements to this map. I swear you can clear this area like 3 times over just going floor by floor. Well, that's what you get for being a bigot. Saying you don't want me here. Help, I'm being repressed. Ah, I miss those Monty Python skits. I don't know if you can get grabbed by the sewer monster. I don't even know what they are. They got the scorpion tail.
More outsiders! Solo imposters!
everybody's stabbing me, trying to shoot me, screaming that I'm an outsider. That's just being Irish and living in England during, what, the 1800s? Tomahawk. Tomahawk. There we go. Tomahawk's Pro Skater 3. Okay, so pop the door here. Make things way easier. Checkpoint. Okay. Yeah, because before this episode's out, I would like to get the Hexer class. Because unlocking it is literally just a matter of going to a location and grabbing it. And then we have to just go to Willis? Psychic Man? And just do the normal pay money, pay 7 Luminite. And then he's just like, I got you, homie. You can now be this man. Yeah, some of the, like, stuttering is a bit of a problem, because I'm playing on balanced, and it's kind of gross sometimes. I would absolutely hate to see what, I think, like, all graphic setting is. I imagine it's just, like, jittering all the time. Because this is supposed to try to keep it 60 as much as possible. Because I don't care enough to be like, I want to only play at like max graphical settings. I'd rather have a stable frame rate. Which I could turn it down even further, but I don't want to. Damn, that's a special power. He's hiding in a puddle, like, ankle deep. Okay, yeah, so we'll go this way first, clear this out. Yeah, one of these guys. Because there be monsters here, and might as well get rid of them. Multiple monsters, okay. Yeah, go heal, you'll be back in a minute. Now we got Abyssal Hook. So yeah, it's an anchor. Charge melee hits grant Fathomless Deep, which increases melee stagger by 10% per stack. Max 5 stacks. It's alright. That, at least, I think, might do multiple hits. Which, if this actually does multiple hits, that would be insanely powerful. I might have to give it a try. Who knows, that might... I mean, it's not going to outdo the Krell Axe, realistically, but it could do some good damage. I'm always looking for new damage output tricks. Yeah, and this is just the well we could have gone down. If you really wanted to come down here immediately and fight all the guys, but no real incentive to do so at the moment. Okay, yeah, so we come in through that way. We can open a shortcut. This whole area is just like, hey, do you want a shortcut? Well, there's gonna be like 6 later on. Not the worst, but it does kind of make going through the area a slog. Because it's just like, yeah, this path doesn't really mean anything. It all kind of feels like filler because you're just gonna get a shortcut. But it does feel like a throwback to normal Souls games, where you have meaningful shortcuts all over. Oh, here's a fun one. Oh, I missed. Yeah. You can just look in the water and plink a couple guys. Because he's not gonna make it. He transformed. Okay, so to actually, first things first, let's get this opened. Cool. Okay. Now, to get to the new Archetype, we gotta travel by boat. Just have to keep hopping along. Don't think there's anything over here. No, this would have been a perfect spot for a vendor, but it is a bit out of the way. Oh my god, my summons are dead. Didn't even notice. Like to wait for at least one to show up. Okay. And if we sneak in here...
More bad news.
I don't know if she's doing a ritual, and I don't want to know if it can actually end. Well, we go right up to here, to the Ragged Poppet. Boom.
Bet Wallace would like to see this.
Wallace, that's what it is. But then we just have to go back, and we'll get that class, and I will probably just sit down and level that off screen. Just so I can leverage the trait and hopefully make this a bit easier. I don't know, I might end up having to refund all my skills if the trait doesn't really help. But let's get to our next dungeon while we're traveling about. Wow, that actually hurts if you're up close. I've never actually been close enough to take a blunderbuss shot point blank. Yeah, that can definitely be menacing if handled incorrectly. Ladder. We'll check out up here and then probably come back down to cross over. Yeah, because this is just a dead end. Hello there. It's also kind of wild to think this is... like, these guys, their health is actually doubled from what they normally have. And I don't think I can do anything else to boost their health. Yeah, we have to come back this way. Oh, I can't hit him from here. I was gonna try and see if I can land a good axe throw. Because I did throw one of these from, like, across the way and hit a guy once.
Keep them away.
Oh, Sawblade Man. I guess he took his sweet time spawning in, or at least dropping in. Because usually it's him and the witch jumping me. What does this lead to? Why do I feel like I'm gonna get jumped? Oh, right, yeah, I remember this. Yep, and then this leads... Yep, to here. Cool. think this is a main dungeon. No, it's a side dungeon. Cool. It's also what I wanted to see. I'm starting to think the electric rounds might be the play. Simply because it allows me, if I can hit multiple targets and proc it, then I can sit down and have the arc of electricity actually jump between targets, and it seems to deal damage. That said, it is also heavily reliant on multiple targets. It still has decent damage, but it is kind of like half effective. And that becomes a question of, is half effectiveness still effective enough? And I don't know. Derelict Lighthouse. Never been here before, so this will be fun. But I'm going to call it here. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button, it helps out the channel a lot, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.